Welcome, welcome, welcome to a journey about you, your uniqueness, and discovering your GPS code. Yes, you heard me correctly. You were born with a soul code, a code that is uniquely you, that opens the doors to your patterns to becoming the highest and best version of who you are, giving the gift and the uniqueness that you're here to bring. And so I'm going to start with a riddle, and we'll see how much you're in touch with that invisible essence of you. And I kind of gave it away, but I'm still going to give you the riddle. What is with you 24/7, speaking to you all the time, day in and day out? It doesn't matter where in the world you're located, who you're with, it doesn't matter what color you are, what sex you are, where you are at in your socioeconomics, nothing. Nothing matters except that it's speaking to you. However, there's so much noise. What do you think that essence is? It's who you truly are. It's your soul. Yes, your soul is speaking to you 24/7, even while you sleep. However, we've been so conditioned to believe that we are these mere mortal beings, literally limited by brains, limited thinking, and the wounds of childhood, and all sorts of conditioning, that we forget who we truly, truly, truly are above and beyond that. Now, I'm going to tell you whatever mystical stories come through me with the lessons that are applied. So it's spirituality made practical for you to access your own GPS code and awaken your soul's guidance. I'm Dr. Tiana Conti, and I started at a very, very young age. I then called it a childhood dream. I'm now calling it a prophecy. And when I share the story, you'll understand and you'll see why it's not just about me, it's really all about you. I was given a sneak peek and a major challenge, so I know and am here to make your path to lowering the voices of the monkey mind and lowering the emotional reactions that trigger us and raise what they call that still small voice. Yep, God, not in a religious sense, but in a frequency sense, because all religions are adored and accepted. But that still small voice that speaks to you when you allow it. And from now on, my vision for each one listening and what I want to offer you both in this masterclass and in any goodies that I can send your way, because one of the things I'll be doing as well as doing a masterclass is I am a Reiki master, but I'm also working with fifth frequency energy to empower and awaken that knowing in every cell of your being. Notice I didn't just say body, because we're consciousness in a body form. So this is how it all started for me. I was 9 years old. I thought it was a dream. This beautiful woman came from the stars and put something into my hands. And she said, "You're too young to understand this, but one day you will. You are made of energy. You are light. And so is everyone else." And I turned to light energetically. It was like I had a body, but then I was beyond a body. But okay, I heard that. And then there was a globe of the world behind me. And I saw that people were suffering. And so I turned and took that ball of light and I put it in one person's hands. They turned to light. And then they put it into somebody's hands and they turned to light. And then that globe of the world where people were suffering, relationship, health, wealth, everything you could think of, tipped into light. Well, that's what this whole beautiful seminar that you're all part of with my fellow colleagues But my part is to make the invisible visible. Yes, awaken that part of you, just like she awakened mine. Now, the reason I know this, and the reason I know that everything is about energy, is because I was elated with information like this, even at age 9. And I ran to my dad, who's my doctor, daddy, mentor, hero, everything you could think of, rolled into one. And I told him the dream. And he said something very special. He said, that's from your soul. And one day you'll understand to keep it close to your heart. But without knowing it, he gave me and us the first secret. The gateway to your soul is not here, but it's through your heart. We're conditioned to think. We're not empowered to know. Not anymore. Well, anyway, what happened to me was tragic. And the greatest soul sacred wound a woman, a child at age 13 could have, or so I believe. But it's all unfolded to a greater good, and you'll see how that's the pathway from darkness into light. And if I could do it then with just guidance, you could do it now with activating your guidance with an easy blueprint, which I intend to share with you in detail. So my dad dies at age 13, and I'm broken. And consoling me is a trusted family relative. But it didn't stop there. The consoling at age 13 went into sexual violation. I rarely shared this except in my inner circle and with my clients. But we've all had that dark night. And I don't call it the dark night of the soul. It's the dark night of the ego, because the soul knows exactly what it's doing. It wants that evolutionary wake-up call. But as I said, my desire is to make it an easy wake-up call for you, or to have the tools before the wake-up call hits. But anyway, I made it through the funeral stoically. But after it was over, I railed at God in the heavens. How dare you? My dad taught me you were good. This is good. What's happened to me is good. I'm alone. My mother's had a mental breakdown, and my sister's legally blind. And the people I trusted violated me and are trying to scramble everything else. So how could this be good? But then an interesting thing happened. I remember saying, but my dad taught me to give everyone a second chance. So I said to God, yeah, believe it or not, at 13, I said to God, I am giving you a second chance. And I want to see the good that you actually are. Well, what's interesting is that day was very cloudy. And a movie script couldn't have done this better. The clouds literally parted. The sun, which was not the sun as we know it, but a bright, white, light sun, filled every cell of my body and being, like washing away all that pain and washing it away. And then my clear audience, that ability to hear beyond the physical. I woke up and it said these words. And these are the words I'm going to deep dive into with you and decipher bit by bit, because they can set you free. I heard, surrender each day, step by step, you'll be shown the way. What does that mean? But it was an imprint. It was a knowing. And so I took it to heart, because that light had given me a touch of a miracle, a touch of the possibilities, a linkage to that dream where if I'm light, if I'm energy, I got some of that. That's why, to me, energy transmission, which I'm doing during this transmission. So if you see my eyes closed at times, I'm accessing more light or listening to that guidance. And also what I'll be offering you as my gift to you is more of that light towards your intention, towards your awakening, to your fully embracing the possibilities of your unique GPS code. And I lovingly call it God, Source, because it's not religion, it's Source, whether it's universe, whatever, higher self, soul, God, Source, positioning system. So it's your own unique GPS system that can navigate and guide you through all of life's challenges, as it did me. Now I'm going to play a little show and tell to shift the gears. So here we are. Time is precious. The most precious thing you have, most precious asset is time. So don't get stuck staying in the material realm of reaction and trigger, and I'll give you the secrets on how not to do that. The heart of the matter is here that flips it to the true higher vibration of fifth frequency, spiritual energy and light that you truly are. So, show and tell. As I go into now the message, surrender. Now, surrender does not mean submit. It's been trained out of us what surrender really means. Surrender means let go. Accept what is as soon as you can. Resistance is what causes the suffering. So accept what is. Surrender. Let go. And you might know that affectionate let go and let God, or let go and let guidance, or let go and let direction. There's something greater than you can imagine. But the sooner you can let go, now I'm not saying it's easy. I am saying it's a simple spiritual science and simple spiritual truth. I'm not saying it's easy, but I will give you the tools, both freely, energetically through this transmission, and as well as in what I'm going to offer you. As a matter of fact, I've already offered you, if you've picked up the video, because that has the hand signals and the body that connects the soul consciousness with the neural pathways of the brain. So that just doing that video for 30 days, I've heard miracle testimonials of people's lives transforming, because you're very powerful. You're more powerful than you were led to be. And this could be a new day, new beginning for you. That's my desire and vision. So that's surrender. And that's one of the steps of the code, but we'll go on to that later. Surrender each day. Notice I heard each day, not each week, not each month, not each year, each day. So it's a day by day. That daily routine can make the difference between you hearing and being guided, as opposed to hearing and not being guided, because the noise of the world or the noise of the chatter of the belief structures, if you're not good enough, you don't have what it takes, who the hell do you think you are? All of those wounds. Again, I'm not saying it's easy. It wasn't easy for me. I did years and years of therapy. But these words that I'm sharing with you are the undergirding of the GPS code, actual course of Awaken Your Soul's Guidance, where I hand you the code and the energy transmission on a silver platter, as they say. Anyway, that day by day. So I would ask you, what is your day by day routine? And I mean from the moment you wake up. Here's a major secret. A major secret is when you're sleeping and you're starting to wake up and you're not fully awake, that's called the hypnagogic state. What that means is you're between spiritual state of energetics, because we're beyond the physical, remember, and coming into form, and not quite conscious mind, belief structures, ego, personality. That's a gap. That's a gap that can really, really give you downloads, spiritual downloads, awareness, wisdom. Ask your questions the night before, and we'll talk about that, so that in that morning you can get those answers. That's how I started at age 13. Every day, okay, God, I'm awake. I'm going to tell you my dreams. I'm going to ask for your help. And I'm going to listen. Because I promised I'd listen. Well, there was a lot of guidance. So, daily. And then also, when you get up in the morning, gratitude. It sets a higher vibration. So I would thank God. But I would wake up in the morning, and some mornings I would say, oh, good morning, God. Again, spiritual frequency. Or, good God, it's morning. Ugh. Well, now, the video that I give you and the movements that came through, I didn't have them back then, but they've been created along the way. Anyway, what happens is you align yourself from the beginning of the day. You've heard that how you start your day sets your day, and it does. So if you set your day with good God, it's morning, and why me, and blah, 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 it's going to be bumpy. If you feel that way, that's okay. We're human. We get to feel that way, but don't stay there. Work it through. The video will show it to you. The code will also unfold it to you. But stay in that highest way to set your day. And then, of course, the regular routine of brushing your teeth, doing your exercise, eating, all that good stuff. But that's just the mind. Set your soul. Set your soul set. Set your spiritual nature to start